Hello and welcome to 10 Minutes with Fleet Europe, our video podcast with the biggest industry leaders. Today our guest is Vinzenz Pflanz. He is President Corporate Sales at Sixt. Vinzenz, hello, how are you doing?
Stephen, good to see you. I'm doing actually great. I'm sitting in my office and I look forward to a great interview, even that it is on a digital way. And I would love to meet you in person. We have no other choice to make it happen today.
No, but I hope that we can meet in person soon. How, let's say, desperate are you that I think for the first time in a long time, the Oktoberfest have been cancelled?
This is a full disaster, Stephen. You may imagine that Oktoberfest is something where when you come from Bavaria is a factor of identification. As it doesn't happen this year, I at least hope that we will have a few small beer festivals where we have the same level of fun. And I look very much forward to great client events at the Oktoberfest in 2021.
Okay,
to European Championship and other topics.
Hopefully I can join one of those events. Let's talk a little bit about COVID-19. How is the pandemic impacting the business of Sixt and that of your customers?
Yeah, with COVID-19, the world and its economy is facing an unprecedented challenge. You know, it is very obvious that countries are issuing lockdowns and our work and our actual life has changed significantly. And clearly this is a challenge to us and Sixt as well, as we are the ones enabling travel and mobility. So therefore, we, in times like this, it goes without saying that customers, as we do as well, limit the way of travel and mobility. So for those who need to travel, we have put a few measures in play to give people safety and security by making use of our mobility tools. So a car is disinfected after every rent. If you make use of our ride services, you have a barrier in between, and with the options of Sixt Share and Sixt Rent, long-term rent, ride, flex, MobiFlex and Sixt Flat products, you can make use of the advantages of individual mobility. So there is no health risk at this stage. And quite clear, we do a lot in terms of Sixt Helps and Sixt Supports. There we give the cars as tools to key workers. We give share cars for free to people working in hospitals. We support churches and railway missions with free cars. So we want to be clear in our social responsibility and help the society to recover as quick as possible and help the poorest in our societies to have least burden in those times we need to live in at this stage.
It's really great to see that Sixt is supporting our community and our society in these challenging times. Talking a little bit about how this pandemic will evolve, more importantly, how we will survive and come out of this crisis. How do you see the restart of our business and the business of Sixt once that we have overcome COVID-19?
Yeah, I think the restart will depend on three major factors. The first factor is how quickly governments are able and going to release the current restrictions. Secondly, to which extent those current restrictions have already impacted the economic world, because this will be the key if the people start to travel again. If there is no money and everyone is going to be close to bankruptcy, nothing will happen again. And the third factor is the trust of the people. How will they trust each other by sitting in conferences very close to another person that you don't know? So out of that, it will be depending. And for sure, we are evaluating a few options, by when to increase our fleet size again, and by when we put people back into full labor. And in the meanwhile, we have quite well prepared by an expansion of our product portfolio, further digitalization, and by broadening our network and partner network across the globe.
Okay, very good. In end of February, you announced that you were selling your lease business to Hyundai Capital Europe. Knowing what you know now, knowing also the challenges that are now occurring when it comes to alternative mobility, do you still think that this is the right decision, and why?
This has been the right decision, Stephen. If you think of, you are only successful if you focus, and the crisis always helps you to focus. And with that focus, even in the crisis, we wanted to go to globalize our business, to internationalize our business, to enhance our network, and to invest into digitalization and flexible products. And so the situation didn't change. The tunnel is even smaller now, and therefore it was the right step by focusing even more now into our core strategy.
One of the pillars within your business model is that you have become, let's say, an expert, a specialist in providing different mobility services. You are also evolving in the digital area. You have that wonderful app, Sixt SE. Now, one of the ingredients, of course, of your business model is related to subscription-based services. Isn't that just a nicer word for what we know already, let's say, renting or leasing?
I think there's a big difference between subscription services and leasing or renting. Leasing or renting is more buying a record, you know, and subscription is Netflix. And you need to make use of subscription everywhere. I can take my Netflix in Spain and in Germany and in France and in the US, you know, and the same needs to apply to mobility. And this is what we are making possible via various products like Sixt Unlimited, Sixt MobiFlex, Sixt Flat products. And this is anything else than being bound for 3 or 4 years. This is pure flexibility people and drivers of vehicles want to use in future.
A final question is related to the role of the fleet and mobility manager. What is your main message to them once that we have that restart of our business?
Yeah, I think now the fleet managers have put all the administrative and operational work off their table because they had enough time. And now it is time to go for tactical and strategic measures. And one is, and you see it with, especially in the Benelux and other markets, where the mass product is getting more popular every day. And so the role of the fleet manager will clearly develop from a pure fleet manager to a mobility manager, including various modes of mobility, which have not been in the former focus before.
Okay, Vinzenz Pflanz, thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us and our audience. And as mentioned, I hope to meet with you again soon, also face to face. And why not have a beer together? That would be great. To the audience, thank you very much for watching this episode. And of course, we hope that you can share also this episode with your colleagues and with your friends. And then let's welcome you again for next episode of the 10 Minutes with Fleet Europe. Thank you. Bye-bye.